What is up, legends? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking a little bit about the update to the 1.1 patch notes for Apex Legends. Obviously, if you didn't catch my earlier video, Apex Legends put out a patch that absolutely threw people for a tizzy. I don't use that word often, but it actually was appropriate because people were wilding out because their account progress was deleted. You logged in after being level 100 plus, fully, full battle pass and everything, and essentially had nothing and had to play the training mode before you could even go into a real game. Obviously, that was disconcerting. There was no information. It was taking 5 to 20 to 25 to get an EA customer conversation in the chat. Everyone was reporting this and nobody had an answer. Apex Legends then eventually went and said that we had actually been aware of this problem with our new update. It had launched some new issues and the story has become clearer and clearer, and now we have finally reached the resolution. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about the actual patch, because this was a patch. This was literally content for the game, and let's talk about what it is, what it does, and show you a little bit of gameplay here. Now, as of 6:32 p.m. at the making of this audio Eastern time in the United States of America, the game works fine. In fact, it worked even 40 minutes ago. About 45 minutes ago, 50 minutes ago, Apex Legends had put together a tweet that tweeted out a essential what happened to the patch notes kind of Reddit post that I'm going to talk to you guys about now, just so you are clear and know exactly what went down. What ended up happening was that the 1.1 update went live. Players were unintentionally moved to the wrong servers. Now, these servers didn't have persistence, and this caused players to appear reset with progression loss. So what was happening was that you weren't actually reset. You were just to a server that didn't know who you were. So they didn't understand that your account had done all these things. And essentially, for you, you just thought, oh my God, it got reset. For them, it was like, you're not reset, you're just not in the right place. What they did to fix it was that they had to actually update the servers and place people where they needed to be. In order to do that, they had to shut down all of the live servers to remove players from the wrong place and roll up the correct servers that have our progress. Once that was confirmed internally that the issue was fixed, then they started rolling it back out, starting with Xbox and staggering the updates to PS4 and PC. Right now I play on PC, so I'm the last of those to get the updates, so it seems like everybody should be good if that's the case. I've already seen people in my earlier video saying that things work for them. Now, a lot of people wanted to know progress. Did anything freaking happen? Did you get that crazy win? Did you spend a lot of money during that time because you just weren't sure what was going on? Everything you've accomplished and bought up until 1.1 at 10 a.m. PST, which is 1 p.m. Eastern time, should be restored. Anything after that, you have lost. It will be carried back over to the original account state. You'll get the $20 that you spent. If you bought $20 worth of coins, maybe only spent 18, you'll get the full 20 back. It doesn't matter what you spent. They're just reverting everything that you earned, everything that you spent during that time. It sucks if you got your most amazing thing. If you got 1,000 kills at that time, you're gonna have to do it again, but at least nothing got lost that you had put your hard-earned money for. So that's the big thing. Now to talk about the actual patch, because the actual patch is live, and I was playing it today. It feels pretty smooth, although I did notice a lot of people were saying, hey, lag is occurring, what is going on? The patch rolled out today was really a quality of life patch. So if you're looking for a new legend, there's nothing on that. If you're looking for a new weapon, there's not much on that, although I have heard some rumors that a new weapon is getting prepped to be put into the game pretty soon. I'll keep you guys up to date on that once we know something official. Now, the first quality of life thing that added, which is a huge bonus, is the fact that you can party up with your last squad that you played with. After the match, you'll see these two buttons in the lobby displayed to the left of your character, and those will be the two people that were in your squad last game. Now, you can invite them immediately, and this means that you can keep the vibe going, especially after you get a win with randoms. This is a pretty cool thing because we all know how hard it is to find a win with randoms, and if you find those randoms, it could be a pain to go ahead and try and invite them to your Origin account and do all that thing, accept the friend request. You maybe cross a barrier of a person who's just online. This makes it super simple. Just 2 buttons, 2 clicks, and you're right back in the team and see if you can keep the winning streak rolling. This is honestly one of the best quality of life small touches things that I think Apex could have done in this patch, and I really have liked it thus far. I literally just won a game right before making this video on the new server, and I would have invited my dude back. Even though he wasn't that amazing, he was just a nice guy, and I would have definitely wanted to add him to my squad. The other thing that will come with this is that very much like when you have your private party privacy set to open and anyone who's your friend can jump in there if you're in the lobby, you can actually allow the last squad invite to be open. So you can allow the invite, or you can essentially turn it off. That way people, you know, maybe you have a good game, but it wasn't as good for you as it was for them. You can just make sure that, you know, you're not getting invited to squads that you don't want to get invited to. This is going to happen especially if you're like a carry. If you're such a good player that it doesn't matter who you play with and you're solo queuing, everyone's going to invite you, so you may not want that spam. You just turn it off, blah blah blah. Definitely a problem for me. Yeah. Yeah, just kidding. Anyways, they have additional behind the scenes improvements for squashing cheaters. That is a big thing because cheating has been a huge issue in this game, and a lot of people have talked about it. We've seen the speed hacking video in mine, and I'm sure all over the internet there's been talk about cheating. So they did some behind the scenes improvements. We'll see how that works. Let me know what you guys think about that, and if you notice a lack of cheaters. It also added a mute button during the intro and legend selection. There are some pretty loud intros, and that is a pretty loud screen, so you can mute that and just be a little bit more calmer as you transition into game after game after game. You don't have to hear Gibraltar, you know, say "What's up, brother?" every single time you try to play. Also, the report player on PC has now been given the option to select cheat or other. So what it allows you to do is to really identify whether this player is cheating and kind of put them in the category of, I'm reporting you not just for harmful language, but I'm reporting you because I feel like you are specifically a cheater. That will hopefully help streamline the banning, maybe the hardware bans, the IP bans, or just the general account bans for these cheaters in the future. Other is also going to help you to distinguish if this person did something that is ban-worthy but just wasn't cheating, and that's also a really good thing, so they can sift through the cheaters and have really good quick streamline resolutions for that. Now, there's some small improvements to the UI for customizing legends. I think this is a good idea. I'm going to show you a little bit of the screenshot they put. This isn't big, but I felt that that screen was a little clunky, so it's actually nice that they separated it, the badges, the trackers, the frame, the pose, a little easier to see in what you have. They also added an option to turn off lighting on compatible hardware, meaning that the Razer Chroma device, I believe, has just gotten an Apex Legends kind of adaptation, and essentially you can use it with the game. You can now turn that off. They might have come standard, and people who were playing on the Razer may not have wanted that, so that's something going on. It added informative messages that appear on PC for crashes, so if you are crashing, you'll know whether you're running out of memory and that's why the crash is, or CPU error is best explained by overclocking and overheating. All these things will give you a better idea of why you crashed, or why maybe this instance things did not work out for you and you got kicked out of the game. Either way, hopefully it'll alleviate some of the frustration as to just not even knowing why you left. There was some better collision to the turrets on supply ships. I didn't really notice this, but supply ships have had some really wonky stuff going on, so glad that's getting fixed. There's stability fixes to all platforms just to make the game in general a lot more stable. They have had a couple of bug fixes as well, and I didn't notice a lot of these, but let's just go through them quickly so you guys can see what they are. First, they fixed an issue where the Battle Pass rewards page would not have a default item selected, resulting in a mostly blank page. This means that if you have a Battle Pass rewards, you're just going to see at least the thing that I think you're on the reward path for. That way it's not just a blank screen, and it's just a little bit more flavorful, a little bit more exciting. There's also fixed a bug for PS4 and Xbox One where sometimes attempting to use a keyboard to chat could cause a fatal script error. I guess that was happening. I don't play on Xbox or PS4, but if you have played on that and you do experience that sometimes, definitely glad to have that fixed, because that would be pretty lame, especially if you're trying to do something that would make you a better teammate and maybe win the game. In this case, it would cause you to crash. That would be weak. There's also fixing a bug with banner cards not showing up during and at the end of a match. Not exactly sure what that was. I don't think I ran into that, but if you did, now you know that it has been fixed. The last interaction that has been fixed is there are some wonky interactions with race-like phase ability. There are still some exploits that are there that I have heard are still considered accessible in the game and are not actually, going to get at least bug fixed out as of now. But one of the interactions that is getting fixed is Octane's jump pad no longer affecting players when using the Into the Void ability. Now, there's not a lot of bugs that are being fixed, but this is a good example of a bug that should hopefully open your awareness of how difficult it is to make a lot of patches in games. When you add somebody like Octane, you're not just thinking about how he looks on that jump pad, how he flies. every other character is going to have to fly on that. Every other ability that's already existed in the game is going to have an interaction with it. What happens when Lifeline's package lands on Octane's jump pad? Does it do some crazy floating up thing like Caustic's gas? All of these things have to be considered, and sometimes animations need to be made for every single crazy interaction. We have a character in our game named Maldamba and Paladins, and every single person, when they come into the game, when you're making a character, you have to check the box of all these random things like what happens when they get stunned by a snake? What's the animation look like? What's the rigging for that? What happens when they get feared? What does that look like? We need a whole new animation for him being feared. All of these things are pretty intricate, and you may not notice them or think about them, and that's pretty cool. We've also seen a lot of people that have been upvoted in this Reddit post saying that an L-Star skin has been opened from the reset Twitch packs. Pretty interesting stuff, but it does look like the L-Star is coming into the game soon. I don't have a lot of information to cover on that, but let me know what you think about this new update and when you expect to see a new weapon. In a week? In 2 weeks? Do you think we need a new champion in April, a new legend in April, or is that too soon and is Octane enough? Although we had some issues getting this patch out, now that we've talked about the patch, you can see that it's more quality of life and not bug fixes, but at least we're getting something, and that's good news to me. I want to hear your feels, I want to hear your thoughts, and of course I want to know what you're thinking about the state of this game and what you'd like to see moving forward in the comment section below. As always, my friends, thanks so much for watching. Glad to know that all our stuff is good, safe, and sound, and as always, subscribe if you want to stay tuned for more content here on the channel. That's the best way to support me. As always, my friends, remember to never give up, never stop gaming, and I will see you all next time.